A happy Friday to all of you out there. And it is February, getting closer to Valentine's Day. When it comes to Valentines, men tend to buy roses. Today we're going to talk about 4 of them. Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are Your Bourbon Journey. So on our table today we have 3 bottles of 4 roses from 3 different eras. We are literally transcending time with these bottles. The very first one was from a trip last year that we did to Revival Vintage Spirits, where we ended up buying 4 minis. And this is the old style label that I just think is super cool looking. And I believe it was $25 or $30 at the time for this little bottle. The second bottle we have on the table is another bottle that we actually purchased on our last trip to Revival in November. And it's a bottle that I saw in the back and I looked at it and I'm like, I gotta have this. It's a gorgeous bottle. And of course, now we're gonna have a modern version of the 4 Roses bottle that we will be tasting to compare with these other 2.
Wayne gave you an overview of the purchase of them, so I'm gonna give you a really brief overview of how this is a journey. As Wayne said, we have 3 very different 4 Roses to taste today. Both vintage bottles were from Revival Vintage Bottle Shop in Covington, Kentucky. Now that little one, we're gonna call it the Lost Years. It's a 1/10 of a pint. It shows how the brand was diluted with neutral spirits to satisfy the mid-century palate that craved lightness. The second part of the journey is the Golden Export, we're calling it, from 1997. So while Americans were drinking the blended stuff, this bottle shows what 4 Roses was doing behind the scenes for Japan. Finally, the Resurgence, that's today's small batch select. It's bold, spicy, complex, proving that the modern distillery has fully reclaimed its status as a top-tier bourbon producer. So I thought that was pretty interesting, really diving into the research, trying to find out. And yes, I used AI to do some comparisons, do deep dives. That's how I was able to pinpoint on that tax seal the exact date range. We're going to go in age order, and we're going to taste each one of them. But we've made a commitment to only drink half of what's in our glass so we can come back and then do a really cross-referencing tasting, because these are very different. Probably these 2 are closer than this one for sure. I'm going to give you a brief note about the teeny bottle and then we'll start tasting it. This is 4 Roses blended whiskey between 1945 and 1960. It was distilled at 4 Roses, Lawrenceburg. It is 35% straight whiskeys, 65% grain neutral spirits. Of the straight whiskeys, 25% are 4 years old and 4% are 6 years old. It's non-age stated, but obviously they're either 4 or 6 years old in here. The proof is 86. The tax seal is red, series 111, which is critical to what we're doing. This is a blended whiskey. It is not a bourbon, and it has neutral grain spirits in it, 65% neutral grain spirits. If you don't know, that's typically vodka.
It's interesting to think that this is anywhere between 81 years old to 65, 66. And it's been sitting there sealed.
If you look at the glasses, because I measured the other ones to be 1 ounce pours for each of us, so it had no evaporation.
Yeah, it was very well sealed.
On the nose, while I get a little bit of ethanol on it, everything I researched said it would be pretty hot smelling. I'm getting a little bit of butterscotch.
I'm getting floral.
I'm getting butterscotch and honeysuckle. Is that a weird combination?
The honeysuckle I totally buy. Okay, now I got a hit of the ethanol, and as I did that, I did get a hit of that butterscotch. It is in there, but I'm still getting floral, and that must be the honeysuckle.
I think the floral is probably honeysuckle. It's got some okay legs on it for being so much neutral grain spirit here. We've had one other blended whiskey before. Was that the Shenley we had?
That was the Shenley.
And I was expecting to hate it, to be honest. And we actually really liked it a lot. So let's go ahead and taste this baby. It's been waiting a long time.
It's
at least as old as me.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and try it. It's been waiting a long time. So cheers.
Cheers. I'm getting butterscotch and vanilla.
I'm getting vanilla. I can definitely get that whole blended aspect because there's a sort of a muting and a mellowing
It's light.
of the flavors. And that's that whole light whiskey component.
Yep. In the day, light whiskey was really light whiskey. Today's light whiskeys are high proof.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy light whiskeys today, this is not the same thing. I like it though. I think it's very pleasant. I am shocked that we have liked these blended whiskeys, and I thought that would just be the most horrific thing I could possibly drink. Should we go on to the second one?
Absolutely.
I don't want to drink any more of this one because I want to save a little bit.
I want to cleanse my palate here.
So let me tell you a little about this Super Premium. This is Four Roses Super Premium Vintage 1997. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. The company at the time was Kirin Seagram Limited. It was distilled and aged at Four Roses in Lawrenceburg, but then shipped to Gotem, Japan at the Kirin Seagram facility to be bottled. Back then, they typically used a blend of both the E and the B mash bills. The one has the 75% corn, 20% rye, and the other one 60% corn, 35% rye. And they most commonly use the V yeast, which is for delicate fruit, and the K, which was slight spice. So they didn't go for those heavier yeast strains. It was typically aged at least 8 years, and the proof is 86. The bottle was designed with this beautiful rose embossed on the front, as well as this writing right on the bottle to look like high-end crystal, which was very popular for Japanese for gift giving at the time. To date, it's considered one of the most beautiful Four Roses bottles ever. I'm looking forward to trying this. While in the US, we were still doing the blended whiskey thing, and you could not get this in the US at the time. Four Roses was almost unavailable in the US. It was gone off the shelves. It was only an international thing at the time. They were making it here and shipping it over to Japan. I'm curious about it.
The Japanese had a great deal going there. And that's a good thing because the Japanese really kept whiskey alive until the hippies stopped liking vodka and stuff like that.
This smells wonderful.
Oh boy.
Except for the proof point, this one has that smell that I get from the limited edition ones. This is, wow, this is nice. What are you getting on the nose?
It's really light. I'm getting baking spices. To me, what's interesting, I don't know if you'll agree with this, I can tell this is related to this. There's just this really slight familiarity.
It probably does taste related because the first one had 35% Four Roses in it, basically.
Right.
And 65% Nutri-Grain Spirits, which is vodka, which has no flavor. So the flavor is there of the Four Roses. It just didn't have the full oomph of it. But this, I'm getting dark caramel notes on this.
I'm getting a baking spice.
Nutmeg for me.
Nutmeg is a good call. I was about to say brown sugar, but it's not. There is a little floral note for me.
And that's probably coming from the yeast strain because they're using the 2 yeast strains probably on this one, the one that's fruity and the one that's very light spice.
And I'm also getting a little vanilla.
Which are similar notes we got in the first one. It's just this a little different. It's funny, they're the same exact proof, but this nose smells richer to me.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and try it. It's got some beautiful legs.
Okay, cheers to the 90s in Japan.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's very tasty. It's lighter than normally because most of the Four Roses today, even like the select we're going to do is a 104. Even their basic single barrels that they do are about 100. This is 86, but it feels a non-watered down version of today's, if that makes sense. It tastes a lot like Four Roses. It's just lighter proof that you don't normally get. I like it though.
The Japanese, from what I understood, and now drinking this bottle, were really masters of lower proof. Now, I don't know why they prefer lower proof. A lot of the lower proof you get here is pretty much stripped of flavor. You know, you're almost getting ethanol and maybe some stuff. But you can really tell here, even though it's a lower proof, the quality of Four Roses is there. And that's why I don't care how high it is in proof. I don't care how low it is in proof, as long as the thing is good.
Well, it's got good flavor.
If it has good flavor, it could be a 150.
And preferably a good nose and good viscosity, then I'm all in.
Yes.
I don't care what the proof is at that point.
And this is definitely a testament. They probably added very little water, if any, to this guy.
It was probably aged more slowly, maybe in cooler parts of the rick house. They were probably using the hotter stuff to mix with the Nutri-Grain Spirit. It's just my guess. I don't know. But that would make sense to me because instead of watering down the high proof stuff, you're putting actually Nutri-Grain Spirits in there. And this has really good flavor profile. It's got a great mouthfeel too. I like it. I think talking about the Japanese, I think they just had a delicate palate because they do a lot of delicate flours. A lot of their foods are not super, except for wasabi and stuff, but a lot of things they do are very delicate tastes. So they want something probably to complement that. And the bottle is gorgeous. It is an absolutely beautiful bottle.
Once again, it makes me curious to try a little bit more Japanese. Not to exactly buy it maybe, but certainly to try it if we're overseas and such, because I would really be curious as to the similar brands and what they do in Japan or what they get over there.
Well, let's go on to the final one, which is something we have for today. You can tell we've hit this bottle a little bit. We enjoy it, but let's tell you a little bit about it. This is the Four Roses Small Batch Select by Four Roses Distilling. Typically, again, similar to the premium, it is a blend of the B and E. So they use both the high corn ratio as well as the mash bill that has the higher rye. And they use 6 recipes on this. So they're using the BE with the K and the V. And sometimes they're doing the F as well. So they're not using all 10 recipes typically in the Select, but they are doing 6 of the recipes. It's usually a blend of 6 and 7 years old, and it is always put out at 104 proof. So it is the previous thing we've had, but it's not a huge jump from 86 to 104. So this is the modern day small batch. Again, it's not their single barrel, but it is a blend of what Four Roses does, which is closest to what that would be.
So I'm not
That's why we picked that. I think I'm finding more ethanol on this. Just, it's interesting. Even though it has some age on it.
Now this one here, I am back to the honeysuckle. That you got it on the very first one.
Yeah.
There's a very light baking spice. It's either nutmeg or it's ginger.
I'm feeling more cinnamon on this one. I felt like it was nutmeg on that one, but it's got a little more spice to it. Nutmeg is more sweet for me.
Okay.
This one just smells like it's got a little bit of a kick. Let's go ahead and taste it.
Cheers to our third round of Four Roses.
Current small batch.
Current small batch. Richer, fuller.
Yeah.
You can tell it's been in the barrel longer.
It's definitely related to this one.
Yeah.
It's very similar, but different proof.
Yeah, it's a more jacked up version.
This is more delicate.
Yes.
I think that's the word. It's not like it's weak. I would say delicate. It's soft and delicate.
Yes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. They're very complementary of each other. This has actually turned out to be a really, really fascinating pour. And this was a sort of last minute thing we put together with this. And it was one after the other. We wanted to do this. My wife, let's do this.
I came in here, I saw the little bottle. We need to do that. It was Brad Bonds, who runs Revival Vintage Spirit. He does it a lot in his shop, and he's always encouraged us if we have something up today to compare it. And we have done that a few times with Old Forester. We've done it with Maker's Mark. We did it with Wild Turkey Honey. So we try to do that. That's why I was trying to figure out from the research. We have a whole shelf of Four Roses. So we had to figure out which one was going to match the profiles the best. And this was the recommendation that Gemini gave me. So thank you, Gemini, for that. Got to tell you where I got my source. I still like the small batch. I think it's very good. It's very affordable. You can find it in almost any store.
Four Roses is a solid pour. For me on the profile, I put this up with any of the big boys.
I've never had a Four Roses I didn't like.
That is true.
Even the different recipes, we've done the 10 recipe thing. We've done all that. And while there are certain days I might prefer this recipe over that one, most of their stuff is blended. We've also been very fortunate to spend several occasions with Brent Elliott, the master distiller. We've met him in person at some events, and we also had the opportunity to listen to him twice at the Barbecue and Barrels in Owensboro, where he gave a really nice talk about the different recipes. And every time we listened to him, we learned something new. Except for the limited edition, they're not doing a whole bunch of special offerings every year.
Yeah.
And you're not chasing this allocated thing. They have one allocated a year right now. But I have seen that they're going to be releasing an anthology this year. It's a 21-year-old. So that's probably going to be crazy. I will probably never find it here in Southern Indiana.
I hope we do.
I'd like to at least taste it somewhere sometime.
I'd like to actually have it. So now, how do you want to proceed?
I want to do a nose comparison, see what we think about noses. And I can't do 3 noses at a time, but I'm just going to start doing the nose and see what I think. This one is the most butterscotch.
Okay, and it's funny you say that because picking it up this time, I got hit straight upside with butterscotch.
And Brad has said it before, and Jim and I recommended that we pour these at least 15 minutes. We poured them like an hour beforehand so that the vintage ones could have time. They've not seen air for a lot of years, like 60 to 70, 80 years has not seen air. So to give it a chance to acclimate, and some people don't like dusties because they have a dusty taste to them, right? But I'm not getting that dusty funk, and I think it's from letting it acclimate to the air. But anyway, that first one is that's just butterscotch.
That's my order. My order is literally the order we drank it in. I think this is best on the nose, the oldest one. I think the second one is the second best, and the youngest one, which is several years old, is my third.
I would probably just switch one. I love the butterscotch on that. I'd probably swap these.
Okay.
This feels richer. This is a little more delicate, as we've talked about. So for my nose preference, I'm just digging to select a little bit more. I like them all.
So it is funny to think that on the nose first right now, we're picking a bottle that basically 65% of it is not bourbon or whiskey.
Yeah,
but the 35% is so powerful.
My gut is, and I'm not a blended whiskey expert in any way, shape, or form, but my gut is that since vodka has no color, no taste,
Right.
it allows that other stuff to come forward in a different way. Right. It allows the Four Roses to come up. It doesn't compete with it. It just adds volume and it adds proof. Let's figure out taste, what we think. I'm going to start backwards. Which one we like better?
Well, I will start the regular way.
They're just different. I mean, honestly, they're all good. It's a journey through the ages. It literally is going through time, right? I feel like, what's that TV show that does time jump and stuff?
Oh, Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. I feel like we're doing that, but really rapidly here with bourbon. This blended whiskey has such a nice, light, bright flavor. I love the butterscotch, the honeysuckle. It's just singing to me a little bit. I think the last one, the current one, is the richest.
Yes.
The deepest. It's got more things happening, but the delicateness of the super premium sings to me as well. So this might be a special occasion drinker. This would probably be nicer in the spring and summertime. And this is more like fall and winter, right? You want those darker, deeper flavors fall and winter, whereas this is like spring and summer. I can see, because Japan's warm. I can see why they want these lighter, delicate things.
They're an island, so yeah, go back to this.
I think they're all fantastic. The first two are the Seagram's era, and this is now Four Roses is independent, so that's interesting too.
This, I mean, I'm looking at these. This pretty much could be your daily drinker.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to.
And it's a great price point, easy to get.
And, you know, this one here, this I really think is a special occasion one. This is a very special occasion one for a bourbon person that really appreciates bourbon. This one here is the most disappointing because this is it. We have no more.
Yeah, we have no more.
And it's a gorgeous bottle. It's one of
We're
those,
saving it.
It's one of those that I would not mind trying to have Brad find one, but I'm also fearful because it's Four Roses, what it will cost. I guarantee this would be, even a blended like this is just going to be really expensive, but
The premium wasn't cheap.
yeah, truth be told, this was, I think, $300. And I'm certainly not unhappy with it.
It's a piece of history. So when you're buying vintage, you're taking a risk because you don't know if it's going to be good. I will also say, this is a screw cap. The funny thing, so as I'm researching Jim and I about this, Jim and I kept saying, be real careful when you open it. And we've opened a lot of vintage bottles with corks, and 9 times out of 10 they break, and you want them to break because if they break, it's had a good seal, yada, yada. I won't get into all that here. So I was being super careful, and we got the top off, and I looked at it, I said, that looks like a screw cap to me. I don't see a cork in there, because Jim and I kept saying, let me know if the cork comes out. So I ran in my office and said, it was a screw cap. I was so happy I didn't have to worry about the cork breaking on either one of these.
Yeah.
And this one came right open. I did cut the tack strip with a very sharp knife because I didn't want to lose it, because it's a cool piece to have on their history.
And also with these, I like them so much. This is one of those times that I wouldn't say which one I like the best.
Yeah,
because
that's why I gave times I'd want to drink them.
This to me really is the evolution of the brand.
Yeah.
And I can tell that they're related. This one here is the one that makes me scratch my head a little bit because it is a little bit stronger. These two you can tell are really together. and it's been fascinating. This has really been cool. I now need to try to find a bottle of this. That means I'm going to be more broke, but that's okay. But it is a tough one to find. But if this is all we ever get, I'll be very happy.
It was great to have it.
But if I ever found another mini of this guy,
Because Brad gets a lot of minis.
he gets a lot of minis.
I'm looking at some minis over there we haven't had yet. We have an IW Harper, and we have a couple old granddads.
Yeah, and those will be coming up. And we also have a Sunnybrook.
A Sunnybrook, yeah.
Which is a much older bottle. And those are going to be stuff that you're going to be seeing during the year when we do our vintage pours. But I would buy another mini of this for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was 25. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'd buy 2 or 3. So I wanted to thank you for joining us on the Four Roses tour today and seeing the history and the evolution of the product. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. Today, if you've got it, drink some Four Roses. Cheers.
Cheers.